Today's video, we are going to look at our window coverings, and we're going to talk about how we put them up, how we take them down, and where we store them. So let's get started. We store our window coverings in our cabinet up here. As you saw in our van tour, which I will link right here, Corey put this shelf, what is this called?
Headliner shelf.
Headliner shelf. Thank you, because I don't think I have it right in the other video. Put this headliner shelf up and built a frame so that we could keep it closed off. Otherwise it just sits wide open, which is, it works for some people. But this is where we store all of our window coverings. And when I go to put them up, we usually, whomever, usually take all the coverings out and we set them over here on our table. My cameraman. So we set them all on the table because they are stored in their little pouches. And usually you can tell which ones are which based on the size and the brand, because we have two different brands. As I stated before, we have Van Essentials, which are the majority of the windows, and then our back windows are living in a bubble because they fit, we felt they fit better. Okay, so we will start with the front window, and I think this really big one is going to be our front window. We just take them out and we put we put all the cases back in one so it's easy to get them all out. So once you get them out of the bag, you'll notice that they're Velcroed together. My suggestion is to take, once you take the Velcro off, is just hook the Velcro back on, and that way the strap stays out of the way when you're going to put them up. So our front window is a little bit challenging to put up because you have to get it around the mirror. And another a nice thing about it is it stays really nicely because you use the sun visors in order to keep it up. So we just slide it in here and spread it out. I try to get it centered, because if I have it centered, then it'll block the most light. And then you pull apart this middle section, there's magnets in there. You wrap that around your rear view mirror, and then I'll straighten out the bottom here to make sure we have the most coverage. I put the visor down on this side, and then same thing over here. Gotta tuck the bottom over. Creates a nice seal to keep most of the light out. And then the visor. We don't really use this to tighten these up. It just kind of, we leave it like that. But you can use those to cinch that tighter around the top of the mirror. So the next ones we'll put up are the front passenger and driver's side window. That is a side window. How I can tell so quickly is it's folded in half, which means that this is a large window covering. And again, I store the bag inside one of the other bags. That way when we're ready to take them off, it's easy to get the bags out. So this is going to be the front driver's side and passenger side. So these stay in this. You are wrong, sir. This also is another window covering for the side. The crew or the sliding door. Here we have the two front windows. And while I'm at this, I may as well take out the back windows. And you'll notice that the fabric is a little bit different, but these are so far apart inside the van that it's really not that noticeable. The Van Essential window coverings fit better for the front half of the van. Put this back up in there. And then we have our windows. Again, I will unhook the Velcro and then hook it to itself. That way for these, if you open and close the doors, they're less likely to get caught up in the door itself. So this one is going to go in this window. And these have magnets in the edges, so they just go in and clip right in the window. Then I put the lock in front of it, and that'll help keep the light out. But you can move them around a little bit to make sure that you have the whole window covered to keep as much light out as possible. And if you notice there's a little bit of light around it, you can always adjust it. And you should be able to get it mostly so the majority of the light is blocked out. The next one we'll do is going to be our crew window. And this one, we move the table, pull our bench back down there, which one it is, and make our lives a little bit easier, but why? We do not drive with any of our window coverings on. It's illegal. And it's unsafe, actually. You have such limited visibility around your van anyway that you want to make sure that you can see as much as you can. There's a Velcro down here. What's that for?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll do this window again. That's at the top too. There we go. Much better. And you just want to make sure that all the magnets are stuck against the side of the window frame to keep the most light out. I should, because you have to work within the confines of the screen. Probably right about that. Corey with his wisdom. I want everybody to stop and appreciate Corey's mountains that he made. Oh, I made these. The mountains that Corey put up. I keep thinking you made these mountains. These were a brown template that I got, I think, at Joann Fabrics, and I took it apart. It was it folded up and painted it to match our van. And Corey's gonna make more mountains for me. Where are we putting the other mountains? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, up here. That's right. There we go. So this one is on. And you'll notice if I turn the lights off, it gets incredibly dark. There's some light that comes through in the front of the van by the windows, and I think if we played around with it, we could probably do a better job, but it does, once it gets dark at nighttime, it doesn't really impact us at all. The next set of window coverings are going to be the back windows, so we'll head over there. We can put the van windows on for the back either inside or outside of the van. It's just easier to show you how to do it here. We'll first figure out which one goes to which door. And this one goes to this one. Winner. And we just put that up. And then we'll walk around. Come with me. Don't trip over anything. Watch where you're going. The nice thing is that keeps it level while you're walking around. And then we put our other one on. These window coverings have a nice little pocket, so when we're sitting in the van or in our bed, we can use this to put our phone in as well. All right, let's see what that looks like inside with the window coverings on. We have all of the window coverings in the van. I'm going to close the door, the sliding door, and show you how dark it gets. Before I do that, why don't you spin around and show them the back and how dark it looks with the window coverings on back there. And here we go. And this is how dark it gets. The back is going to be a little darker than the front because the Max Air fan in the back is covered up by the bed, and it's usually, we have more covering it up over there, so it gets pretty dark. Again, if I played around with the front, I could get them to be a little less light coming in. And this is what it looks like with the lights on in our van with our window coverings on. I'm going to turn the back one on. There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Once we are done camping or ready to leave the driveway, we will take our window coverings off of the windows, fold them up, and store them in their bags in the space above the cab. As you can see, this process is a much quicker process than putting them up. I think the longest part of it is trying to figure out which covers go into which bags. We have two different brands that we use, as I stated previously. We have the Van Essential window coverings that we use for the cab of the van, so the windshield, the driver's side and the passenger side windows, as well as the cab window and the sliding door window. We felt that those fit the best and blocked the most light. The Living in a Bubble ones did a better job covering the entire back window for our van. Again, our van is a 2012 van. And we were hoping to get all one set, but it just didn't work out that way. We are very happy with the window coverings that we have. There are some great new window coverings that are out that have storage pockets on them. They also make, I would call them door covers, that cover the bottom half of the back door, along with window covers that have pockets for extra storage. Those are something that I think we would have as an upgrade in the future. Make sure you look at the description below. I have a link to all of the window coverings that we have in our van. I also have a link to the inexpensive window coverings we used while we were building our van. We had some silver, the cheap kind, but they fit really nicely and stayed up the whole time that we had them in our van, so that we could do the work in the van without having to worry. But the only ones they made that fit were the front windshield and the driver's side and passenger side. So if you're interested in those will be included on the list as well. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.